We're there? All right, Mara Heather. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome, welcome. It is such a treat to be joined by so many as we celebrate our pre-K and kindergartners at their first grade level service.
What happened?
Just a reminder to all of our parents that are here, these are great learning opportunities.
Hi, everybody.
There we go. These are great learning opportunities for our students to see what it's like to be here in a service. So we would invite you to help us with that as well. Just a reminder, we don't clap here because we are in the middle of a service. So we have all this nachish that we want to schlep on our kids. We will wish them a mazel tov and a yasher koach. And we'll be able to celebrate with them after our service with some sufga and yotz. If you need to get up and leave for any reason, you are welcome to do so. There are books right outside if you want a Hanukkah treat to be able to read. Otherwise, we're going to keep it friendly. We're going to keep it light. We're going to keep it Hanukkah. And we're going to begin, as we so often do this time of the year, with singing. We're going to be using our screen this evening, our visual tefillah the whole evening, so you don't have to worry about holding a book at all. You can join with us and sing along with our kids just by following the words on the screen.
Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Tanya bekolka, or ha'if mesaviv, hinei eled ra. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, zevimon sof sof, sof sof sof, sof sof sof, hanaim adon. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, festival of light, family gathering, candles for a night. down. Everybody sit.
Well, Shabbat Shalom again. Welcome to everyone who is here joining us. We are so excited to welcome some of our youngest J School, religious school students here to celebrate them. But more importantly than celebrating them and all they've accomplished so far this year is the idea of giving them the experience of being here in the sanctuary, being up on the bima, and the beginning of their pathway to being a shlichat tzibur, a prayer leader, something that they will do a few short years from now when they become bar and bat mitzvah. We hope, halavai, we say here on this bima. And so it's exciting to welcome them up. It is exciting to be joined by our harmonizers, our junior choir here this evening as well. Of course, as always, to be able to share the bima with Cantor Shemesh, who, as you can tell, this evening has prepared a litany of Chanukah songs for us to mark the moment, joined, of course, by our incredible accompanist, John Bowen, as well. And it is the Chanukah spirit. It clearly is Chanukah Pajamaka. If you could not tell, one of my favorite services of the year. As I said to someone else, dress for the job that you want. Certainly this is it. But we are joined by those of you that are here to mark Shabbat, those of us that are here to get in the Chanukah spirit, whether you are with us here in the sanctuary or with us on our live cast, we know that you are here to mark the moment that we find ourselves in. And so while Chanukah will begin Sunday evening, we get ourselves in the spirit with our sing-along Shabbat this evening. It is our way to begin to teach the story of Chanukah, culminating next week with our Shabbat Chanukah. You can see our Chanukiah is here. It is prepared. It is a little lonely because it's not quite time for it to shine yet. But that brings me to my first trivia question of the day. And that is, were this to be Hanukkah, what do we do first? Do we light the Shabbat candles first? Or do we light the Chanukiah first? So I'm going to ask for a show of hands. Raise your hand if you think the first thing we do is light Shabbat candles at Shabbat. Okay? Raise your hand if you think the first thing we do is light the Chanukiah, the Hanukkah candles. Ooh, okay, okay. Like any good Jewish room, there is disagreement, as there should be. The answer is, it's going to be a drum roll please. The answer is we light the Chanukiah first. But more important than the answer is the why. So why do we light the Chanukiah first? Because on Shabbat, traditionally, we are not allowed to light a flame. So if we lit our Shabbat candles first, marking the beginning of Shabbat, we couldn't then kindle the lights of Chanukah. So we light our Hanukkah candles first, we welcome in the next evening of our holiday, and then we welcome in the joy of Shabbat as well. So a little tip for you next Friday, if you're not here with us, to know what to do when you are at home. And of course, the mitzvah of Chanukah is not just to light your Chanukiah, but it is to display that Chanukiah. So make sure this year you don't just light it and put it in the corner of a kitchen, but you find a place in your window, because this, of all years, given what the last few years have meant to us as a Jewish community, given the news headlines that we continue to see, the protests that we continue to see, not against Israel, but against the very being of Judaism, the way that we combat that isn't with a counter-protest. The way that we combat that isn't to get into a screaming match. The way that we answer that is to live our lives as proudly and Jewishly as we can by displaying things like our Chanukiah in our window. So we are going to get ready to train ourselves for next week, because as Cantor taught us at Shabbat, one of the unique things about the holiday of Chanukah is things sound a little different. And so we are going to pretend for a moment, everyone close your eyes. I'm asking you to time travel for a second. Time travel 1 week from today. Go. There we go. We're next Friday. We're here. It's Chanukah. And so if it were Chanukah, Cantor is going to tell us what it would sound like when we light our Chanukiah. Now, we're not going to actually light it, and we're not going to say the Shehechianu because we saved that for the very first moment. But in our training, as we've transported ourselves to our Shabbat Chanukah, Cantor Shemesh is going to share with us what those blessings of Chanukah sound like. And if you know them, please sing along with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של חנוכה.
And our next blessing that we say each night,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
so now that we are trained and ready for Sunday evening, remember we will insert our Shehechianu on the first night as well. But now that you are trained and ready for the moment, it is time for us to welcome in the beauty and the joy of Shabbat. And we do that for the same reason that we kindle our lights of Chanukah, because it is our ability to add light to the darkness, to bring in the joy and the beauty and the sweetness of Shabbat each and every week, this gift we are given. And so it is a pleasure this evening, since we are featuring some of our pre-K and kindergarten students who are here with us, a pleasure to invite up to the Bima to help us light these Shabbat candles, those that help them along that journey of education, their educators, their teachers from their classrooms. It is a pleasure to invite up Mora Ayla and Mora Danny. And Jordan. And Jordan Arbajacha. We are switching back to our Shabbat tune as we bless the candles for Shabbat. Again, our blessing is up on the screen. Can you use that lit candle? Yes, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat.
And go ahead and raise our wine glass up as we get ready for our short Kiddush this evening, our pre-K and K Shabbat Kiddush, which you can find up on the screen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafel.
L'chaim. Yeah. And as we have you up here really quickly, Isla and Jordan and Danny, we offer you our blessings. Say, Avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, for all that you give to our kids, for all of the ways that you help them along this Jewish journey, for the gifts that you give them week in and week out to help them understand and find relevancy and meaning and love in this gift they are given. We offer you the blessings of strength, of competency in feeling that you know the way to educate our youth, and all of our love for all that you add. So Todah, Rabba, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much. Well, as we welcome in Shabbat, we get to the section of our service called Kabbalat Shabbat, which has a prayer that we do called Lecha Dodi, which is a poem written in the hills of the north of Israel in the town of Tzfat, that in this moment feels like New Jersey. It's cold, it might be a bit rainy, but as the sun came down over the hills, the mystics of Tzfat tried to put into words the feeling they had. And so those words of Lecha Dodi were adapted to a version which simply says Bo'i Kala. And Bo'i Kala means to enter in our Shabbat bride, the bride that we greet each every week. So pre-KK and adults, I want to teach you a way that we sing our Bo'i Kala. So when we say Bo'i Kala, when we hear the word Bo, you're gonna pop out of your seat. All right, like popcorn. All right, so let's try it. Everyone seated? Everyone seated? Grown-ups, other people in the back, you can do it as well. When you hear the word bow, you're gonna pop up. Ready?
You just said it.
Oh, I did. Wait, when you hear the word bow.
You just said it.
The good? Social media Shannon? Ready, bow. All right, awesome. All right, so we're gonna try. It goes like this. Feel free to sing along with us. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi, lekrat kala, pinei Shabbat nekavela. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pinei Shabbat nekavela. Boi kala. Good job, my friends. Great job. So we welcomed in Shabbat. We got ourselves ready for the moment. And so now we ask ourselves the question if we're ready. Are we awake? Are we prepared? Papa.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening?
We ask everyone to please rise as we sing our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Voice, can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la.
Baruchu et Adonai, Amevorach. Baruch Adonai, Amevorach. Leolam vaed.
Leolam vaed. Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. And as we get ready to continue our service, we invite up our harmonizers. They lead us in the words of roll into dark, the words that come from the Ma'ariv Aravim, the prayer that we say in the evenings. Again, you can find the words up on our screen if you'd like to join along. Roll into With that, we reach the section of our service known as the Shema. And so we join together and ask you all to please rise as we recite the words of the Shema together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. As we say each and every week, the words of the Shema are only that, just words, unless we know how to apply them. And to apply them, we are given the recipe, we are given the words of the V'ahavta that we see up on our screen. And so we invite you to please join along with us as we learn what to do with those words of the Shema, the words of the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol vavcha u'b'chol nafshecha וכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ולכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, היו שותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, amen. Each and every time that we come together in the evenings, we are given an opportunity not just to think about the gift that we are given, the gift of freedom. And it is certainly a gift we think about this time of the year during this holiday of Chanukah, when we realize it harkens back to a time, unfortunately not too far from the things we read about today, when we were not free to be able to live as the Jews that we wanted to be able to live as. That we were simply told that being too Jewish wasn't going to work for the time in which we found ourselves. So the gift of freedom is more than just the physical liberation that we have. It is the idea of the freedom to be who we want to be, the freedom to pray and to live Jewish lives as we see so fit. And it was such a tangible reminder that we needed, that we weren't just given the holidays of Pesach and Hanukkah, but each time that we prayed together, we were given the words of the Micha Mocha to recreate that moment of walking to freedom. Reciting the same words we sang as we walked through the Red Sea with Miriam leading us and her timbrel. And so to put us back in that moment this evening, to let us feel as if we are standing once again on the precipice of freedom, we welcome back up our harmonizers. And we join together with the words "standing at the sea," the same words of Micha Mocha that we sing, this time recreating that moment of freedom. And so again, we invite you to please join with us. You can see the words up on the screen. If you don't know the words, it is very catchy. If you don't know the words, you can also clap and sing along. So please join us in our prayer of Micha Mocha. Standing at the sea, Micha Mocha, standing at the sea, Micha Thank you again to our harmonizers. When we get together on Shabbat on Friday evenings, oftentimes we wonder, why is it Friday? Why did we pick another day of the week? Why of all nights? Wait, wrong holiday. Why of all times do we choose to meet on a Friday? And that's because it is our commandment to keep Shabbat and make it holy. And so to remember why we do that, to remember the reason why we are here, we always sing the words of the Visharu reminding us of that commandment. We invite you to please join with us. Shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledor v'taberit olam. V'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledor v'taberit olam. השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לטוב את הברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת
וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לטוב את הברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לטוב את הברית עולם. We have reached the moment of tefillah, the moment where we actually ascend into a different part of the service. When we lose ourselves in the words that are so familiar to some of us, it is our way, I think, of a bit of ancient meditation built into our service, that we can forget the thoughts, the words that we read from the page, and instead we travel into our souls and into our hearts and minds. And so we're going to do just that this evening. We're going to begin together with the words that you see, the words of Adonai Tzifatai, and then we are going to have a silent Amidah, as silent as it can be in a pre-K and K service. And we'll spend just a moment thinking about those things heavy on our hearts this Shabbat, thinking about the words in our heads, in our hearts, thinking about the week that we had, the week to be, the Chanukah that is to be ahead of us. And then we'll join together after a few moments of silent Amidah with the words of the Oseh Shalom. So we invite you to please rise, to please join us, as together we begin with the words of Adonai Tzifatai. Open up my lips and my mouth may declare your praise. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. to try and be as quiet as we can be. Not for a long time, just for a second. We can think about all those things that we give thanks for, all of those things that we hope we have in this week ahead. But remember, on Shabbat, we don't ask for anything. We just give thanks for all the blessings and gifts that we have. You may be seated. Amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol
Israel, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Well, as we welcome in this week of Chanukah in front of us, again, it is a week of celebration. It is certainly a week of presence, but more importantly, it is a week of being proud of who we are, a week where we light our Chanukiot, where we eat all of our delicious foods, and of course, where we sing. And so that is why we gather together our pre-K and our kindergarteners and our harmonizers together to help us mark that moment. And so I will invite everyone back up to the bima for our Hanukkah medley. For those that are youngest in our congregation, to get us ready for the excitement of this moment of Hanukkah.
Please all pre-K.
And so once again, our words are up on the screen.
All right, lots of love. Come on. Come on. Please. All the
As our pre-K and K students make their way back in,
Come on.
the parading of our pre-K students, a hakafah of sorts, if you would.
Yes. Everybody come up, please.
Come on up, everybody.
This is the moment we're all waiting for.
Clad in their pajamakas for their Chanukas.
Are we ready? Okay. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. Say vivons of song, 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 say vivons of song. Maccabees, 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 lots of latkes, let's try lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. C'est vivons of song, c'est vivons of song, c'est vivons of song, c'est vivons of song, say lots of latkes, lots, and we'll sing the other parts because all these parts work together, okay? So, parents, go. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes. And keep doing it. We keep doing it. We're gonna sing the next part. C'est vivant. Keep doing it. C'est vivant so so. 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 Maccabi, 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 Maccabi. Very good, parents. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job. One more song. Don't go yet. Don't go. We have Sugani. Remember? Ready? Ganiot, I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot, I'm in the middle soup. Ganiot, I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. Can we have higher key, please? All right, ready? Soup, Ganiot, I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot, I'm in the middle soup. Ganiot, I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. Now, what's in the middle? Strawberry. What's in the middle? Soup. Ganiot. What's in the middle? Strawberry. What's in the middle? Soup. Ganiot. Crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. Poppity to your mouth. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. I'm in the middle. Soup. Ganiot. I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. I'm in the middle. Soup. Ganiot. I'm gonna make some soup. Ganiot. What's in the middle? Oh, what's in the middle? Chocolate. What's in the middle? Soup. Ganiot. So what's in the middle? Chocolate. What's in the middle? Soup. Ganiot. Crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. Poppity to your mouth. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Soup. Ganiot. Yay! Great job, you guys.
Great job to our pre-K and K students, our harmonizers.
Great job. It was fun.
So I would just take a quick moment to all of our parents and grandparents and everyone else that is here. And allow me, please, on behalf of Cantor and myself, of Mora Heather and everyone here at Temple Har Shalom, to give you our thanks. We know, both of us as Jewish professionals, but also as parents ourselves, we understand that it is not easy to figure this whole thing out. It takes work to raise a Jewish family. It takes work to want to instill this gift in our kids here in America. And the fact that you are here tonight on a Friday night in December, the fact that you carve out your Sundays to give them that gift, because that is what it is. You are giving them the gift of something that only appreciates in value. It is really tough to see sometimes on those Sunday mornings when we wrestle our kids out of bed to come to Hebrew school. It is really tough sometimes to think about all the things that we have to prioritize and move around to be here. But the yield, we know, we can see it in numbers, in data, in experiences, in our graduates, in our young professionals that we see through college. You are giving them the gift of Jewish identity, the gift of belonging, the gift of feeling like they have a place where they belong. And again, in the times in which we found ourselves, that is the secret sauce. That is how we combat everything we have seen. That is how we ensure that our credo of L'dor Vador is truly lived from generation to generation. So thank you. Thank you not just for being here this evening, but for being a part of our community and for investing in your kids, investing in us, and giving them all of the incredible things that come along with being proud American Jews here in 2025. We could not be more proud of each and every one of your kids, and we are so excited to be here and watch them grow and watch them mature, and as we mentioned before, someday to be on this bima, giving them the Torah when they become a bar and bat mitzvah, and later to see them confirmed in 10th grade, and then to send them off to college with everything that has been imbued in them from you and from Temple Har Shalom. So thank you for everything that you give for us and for them and for yourselves. Well, with that, we are going to get ready to conclude our service. And so with that, we would ask everyone to please rise as we open the ark for Aleinu.
משפחות האדמה, ולא שמתם כנוכיהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
And we remain standing, and we quiet our bodies, and we quiet all of our words, because we think about those that are no longer here with us in our midst. Those on whose shoulders we know we stand, and those who we remember at this time of the season. And so this Shabbat here at Temple Har Shalom, we remember the yard sites of Melvin Cohen, Harold Friedman, May Gibson, Irving Hefferman, Mona Heller, Ina Levy, Elaine Rothenberg, Irving Yitzhak Wachs, and Leo Young. If there are those here that are remembering someone or observing a yard site, I would invite you to share their name out loud with us to add them to our Mourners Kaddish. To all those names who are said out loud in our heart and in our minds, we add the names of the soldiers of the American Armed Forces, the Israeli Defense Forces who have so bravely continued to give their lives in defense of our safety, security, and freedom. We remain standing as one congregation so that no mourner will stand alone, remembering that there are so many this time of year and in our tradition for whom there is no one left to say Kaddish. Together we join in the words of the Kaddish Yatom. Yikadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah, Yalmad Yivrach Yirtei v'yalmich Malchutei, V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayet kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivrach le'alam almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtapach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'Kudesha Barechu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushpachata v'nechmata, Ta'miran b'yama v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, Chayim aleinu ve'al Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al Yisrael v'imru Amen. You may be seated. Again, thank you to each and every one of you who are with us this evening. It would not be any service, let alone a Hanukkah pajama, let alone leading us into the celebration of Hanukkah without a delicious oneg with sweet treats to add the sweetness of Shabbat onto each and every one of our lips. And so back in Wishnia Hall, right after our services, we'll invite you to join us not just for any old sweet treats, But for the song, the treat that you heard us singing about before, sufganiyot, which are our donuts that are traditionally filled with jelly, but we have them filled with caramel and filled with chocolate, all from a very special bakery up in northern New Jersey. So we invite you to join us in just a few seconds in Wishnea Hall for that. So we're going to first have our closing song, inviting back up our harmonizers.
Harmonizers, all the children, please come. You know the song, you know the song.
And after our closing song, we will join together for a quick motzi. Okay. Yep.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Everybody's ready? Clap with us. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
One, two, three, one, two, three, one. By might and not by power, but by spirit alone, shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone, shall we all live in peace.
The children sing, la 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 la. The
Children dream, but their tears may fall, and we'll hear them fall, and another song will what? Another song will what? Another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone, shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone, shall we all live in peace.
children sing, la 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 la. Children sing,
But their
and their
tears
tears will fall, but we hear them all, and another song will rise. Another song will rise. Another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone.
shall we all live in peace.
Not by might, not by power.
So I'm going to invite up really quickly Mora Heather with just a couple announcements.
Stay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much for coming. For those of you who came to Tat Shabbat, thank you for pre-KK. Kol HaKavod, I am so very, very proud of you. You guys were wonderful leading our Hanukkah sing-along. There is something going on this weekend besides Hanukkah. It's a horrible 4-letter word for educators like me. It is called snow. And I have people asking me, how do I know if school's canceled? You will be getting a text message from me. You can also check the J School Facebook page, and I will be sending an email. But most importantly, if you do not get a text for some reason, please shoot me an email Monday or Tuesday to let me know. And I just want to make sure you are getting all of our communications in the easiest way possible. But please do not put ice cubes down your toilets. Do not sleep with your pajamas backwards. Do not do any of those things, because we have our Hanukkah celebration on Sunday. So we have some fun and exciting things this Sunday. So fingers crossed, none of that nasty word will be happening. Let it happen on Monday, and then you have a snow day. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Mora Heather. And if for some reason we do have to cancel school on Sunday, we will reschedule our Hanukkah fair for the next Sunday as well. So really quickly, one more person to invite up for announcements, and so it is a pleasure to invite up Vice President of our temple, member of our Board of Trustees, John Sadler, to share a couple announcements for this Shabbat.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Happy early Hanukkah, everybody. As Josh said, my name is John Sandler, and I'm a member of the Temple Har Shalom Board of Trustees. I'm so glad you've joined us for our Shabbat service this evening in person or virtually. Just a few quick reminders. We have upcoming events and programs. First, we're collecting toys for donation to El Centro. Please bring all donations by this Sunday, December 14th at the latest. Our vodka and latke celebration is tomorrow night, Saturday, December 13th. Throughout the week, we will have candle lightings in Watchung, Warren, Basking Ridge, and right here at Temple Har Shalom. Details on the website, calendar, and e-blasts. We look forward to seeing you all next Friday night for a special Shabbat service honoring Rabbi Joshua Greenbaum. He will not be wearing pajamas next Friday? Nah, fine. Okay, fine. It's called Lighting the Way, a dedication of rabbinic leadership, starting at 7 p.m. right here. And just a reminder that the best places to learn about what is taking place at THS are through your weekly e-blasts and the Temple website. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, sir. As John mentioned, just really quickly, Sunday evening we will be lighting the Chanukiah in Watchung. It is the very first time the Watchung is doing a township Chanukiah lighting. And so we are going to be lighting at the Watchung Circle, the Watchung Chanukiah. Monday will be the lighting, the municipal lighting here in Warren. That is the municipal building. These are great opportunities to show up. They are all at 6:30. They each take about 10-15 minutes. It's a great way to mark Hanukkah in your communities. So Sunday evening in Watchung, Monday in Warren in the center of town. Tuesday evening we will be here at our Chanukiah right on the front lawn for our own lighting. Thursday we will be in Basking Ridge at the Allen Street Gazebo, which is the township Chanukiah there. And then, of course, Friday evening back here for our Hanukkah Shabbat. So lots of opportunities to join us in your own backyard or travel with us and find us wherever we might be. As John mentioned, we'll be sending out emails with all the information as we have before, but some reminders, and it's also on our calendar. So with that, it is time for us to eat, and we do that by joining together for our motzi. So pre-K, K, harmonizers, Cantor is coming around. You can all help us. Put your hand out. Face that challah, a hand, a finger. If you can't reach the challah yourself, put it on a shoulder of someone in front of you. A shoulder on a shoulder on a shoulder. And together we all say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. B'tei avon, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, an early Chag Urim Sameach. Please join us in Wishnia Hall for some sweet treats. Shabbat Shalom.